I ought to go and see Rosa when I'm in town. No doubt she'd like to know how it went with that book. By the way, like you were saying about that book...
My favourite book? Pray tell, did you find it?
As I wandered through the fortress, I stumbled upon von Bergov's chambers, and there it lay. Red leather, gold inlay, just as you said.
You really found it? Thank you, thank you, thank you! By the way, did you have any time to leaf through it and see what it's about?
I read a bit of it.
What did you think?
Well, the author doesn't spare anyone. I wonder if he holds anything at all sacred.
Sure he does. Courage, honour, loyalty. But others have already written enough about those. A writer is interested in what lies beneath the gilded veneer of orderliness and piety, because it's much more interesting.
Hold on. Who wrote this, then?
I did. Look, you've never thought about writing something.
Me? And what would I write?
How should I know? Poetry, a novel, a treatise, or a whole book?
That's a tempting notion. Who knows? In another life, I might have become a writer.
Wouldn't you want to at least give it a try?
I suppose I'm not quite sure where you're going with this.
There are still a few blank pages left, so we could finish writing it together. You and me. What do you think?
That sounds great.
We'll have plenty of light and privacy in my chambers. Will you escort me?
My pleasure.
How should I start?
You haven't thought of anything yet?
Now, I have many ideas, but we must contribute in equal part.
Both? Well, fine. What should I do?
Just tell me what you'd like to read about. A tale of a man or a woman? I'll take careful notes of everything.
Well, being a man myself, a man, I suppose.
Why not? And what kind of a man is he?
You mean I have to think up a name?
You don't need to, but try to describe him so I can better imagine him. With a single word, even.
There've already been enough heroes, saints, kings and martyrs. So an ordinary person.
That's 2 words, but I'll forgive you. And do you want it to be an ordinary villain or an ordinary do-gooder?
Make him a villain. Real scum, like a murderer or a thief.
You seem to be quite enjoying this. What of your conscience?
You mean whether I've ever done something bad?
The lines between good and bad are fairly blurry these days. But have you ever done anything against the law?
Oh, there's been plenty of that.
Forsooth. So you're another little thief who steals from the rich, gives to the poor, and spins the ladies' heads around?
Am I spinning your head around?
I don't mean me in particular. Never mind. Back to our story. So, you proposed a murderer. What has driven him to this act? What was his motive?
What about revenge?
Cold-blooded, bloody, and best of all, unjust. I like that.
Did I ever tell you that you scare me a little sometimes?
I don't know what you're talking about. Well, just about finished.
Well, let's have a look.
Not yet. Something's missing.
What?
A picture. I don't trust myself with proper illumination, but I think I can handle a sketch. Especially if you'll be my model.
What? And what on earth do I have to do?
Have you ever seen anyone play a flute? So sit down and pretend you're playing one.
As you wish. But promise you won't laugh at me.
Well, now we're done.
Oh, finally. I'm sore all over.
Your suffering is over. Come take a look at what we've done. Your reward. Fear not, the ink has already dried. So what about that story of ours? Tell me your impressions.
It's nice. It reminds me of the fairy tales I heard as a child. Some scared me so much I nearly crawled under the table. But that's just the way fairy tales are.
My dearly departed mother used to say that the Twilight Witch would carry me off if I misbehaved. And it seems Father still wishes she would at times. And what about the sketch? For such a slapdash job, it's not bad, right?
Oh, it's pretty, really. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
I know I'm no master illuminator, but otherwise, I think we can be quite satisfied. And thank you for the help. I really enjoyed it.
Well, so did I. And for that matter, you're an interesting girl, and I'd like to get to know you a little better.
No beating around the bush. How about that? Please do stop by sometime. I wager it will be enlightening for both of us. Perhaps I can show you my collection of hunting trophies.
Greetings to you.
Excuse me.
I don't know what you said to the ringmaster, but he left here looking like he'd met the Grim Reaper. May God be with you.
Hear what I say about the greatest evil of all. The one old woman.
I'm sorry.
Pardon me.
Lord be with you.
Glad to see you again.
You have the gall to show me your face again? I'll call the guards.
Hold your horses. I'll come in peace. Actually, I have a little offer for you.
You've come to blackmail me again?
Call it what you like. I need to get into the City Council Assembly. And I reckon you can help me.
The assembly? The one King Sigismund is supposed to attend in person?
Surely you wouldn't deny me a chance to meet the king?
Don't try that on me. This is connected with Ruthard, isn't it? And tell the truth.
Well, I just want to climb the social ladder a bit. Nothing wrong with that, is there?
And could you not choose a different occasion for that?
Have you forgotten I have you over a barrel? If you want to keep your position and your head on your shoulders, you'd better shape up.
All right, all right. Maybe we can make a deal. If I get you into the council, you'll behave appropriately and you won't betray yourself, or especially me. And that will be the end of our business together.
I must have misheard you. Our business will be over when I say it is, not before. So pull your head out your ass and see to getting me into that assembly.
All right, Jesus. No need to lose your temper. You can get into the council assembly relatively easily. My cook's son will be serving there. He's roughly around your age. Maybe he can be persuaded to let you stand in for him. Although, not everyone would want to give up an opportunity to serve the King of Hungary.
Who's this boy?
Franta's his name. Franta Cooldown. He's an idler and a boozer, but he's proved his worth as a waiter. Which reminds me, you'll need his letter of permission to serve in the council. Otherwise, you won't be let inside.
What will I need to work as a waiter there?
Fast feet and good manners. And the livery of a royal waiter.
Excuse me?
Or do you think you can serve the king in a torn shirt and muddy hose?
Well, no. But I never heard about any livery before.
Our usual waiter had a brand new livery made specially for meeting the king. Don't even show up there without it.
Where can I find the cook's boy?
He's supposed to pick up his new clothes at the market today from Master Tailor Schneider. You'll almost certainly run into him there. That is, if he's up and about after his boozing bout. I swear that fellow practically lives at that Tin Hen.
At the what?
That German alehouse, the Iron Eagle. That is Zum Eisernen Adler.
What would work on him? How can I persuade him to give me his job?
Would you like me to give you a letter for him? I told you how to get to the assembly. Now do your part.
I'll be going then. See you at the council.
Just make sure we both come out of it alive.
God bless.
Greetings to you.
Don't be shy.
Come in, come and buy some
Don't
new
be
plates.
coy. My wares will...
Pots for sale, strong.
You must be Franta Cooldown.
I am. And who might you be?
I'm Henry. I heard you're supposed to serve at the City Council Assembly.
I am. What's it to you?
Pots for sale, big strong pots.
Supposing I took the job on for you.
Expired.
You can put your feet up, fill your belly, and I'll do all the work for you.
Look here. It's not like I'm all that keen on it, but it's well paid. Apart from that, it's a bit of a pain in the arse.
Hot
Them councillors stuffing their faces and guzzling wine, while I run around like a bugger with pitchers so they don't run dry. Why would you want to stick your nose in there?
I just have to get in there, understand? I have an important message for the king about a plot against him.
But why would you want to get to him as a waiter?
But it could be that someone from the council is mixed up in it, so I have to be incognito. See?
I see. All right then. To begin with, you'll need confirmation that you've worked as a waiter at the council and you're capable of serving even His Majesty. Look here. Do you have any idea what's expected of you? Can you tell different wines apart and that?
Well, to tell the truth, I'm not exactly an expert.
You're off to a great start, but whatever. If you make a mess of it and the king has you whipped, you've no one to blame but yourself. Show the confirmation to the head butler. Tell him I sent you and think up some good excuse. Clear?
That makes sense.
And you'll need a waiter's livery. I had a brand new one made. I didn't get round to picking it up, so go and see Schneider in the market.
Thanks. I won't disgrace you, I promise.
You better not. Farewell, my friend.
Iron
Needles,
knives,
thread,
rivets, axes. Come and take your pick.
Cards, pots for sale, strong.
Excuse me.
I've got lots. Have them all as well.
Say pies! Pies like no other. Melt on your tongue.
And they don't collect tithes before then.
You're right, but I promised myself I wouldn't leave it till the last moment this year. So, have you got any ideas?
Well, if I did, I wouldn't leave it
Fine
till the last
day for
moment.
some fine wares. Come and take your pick.
What do you want here, you scoundrel? Why'd you barge in here?
I hear one Franta cooldown is supposed to come and pick up new clothes from you.
Aye, the finest. I spent the best part of 2 weeks working on them, and damn near left my fingers on them as buttons. But it was worth it. With clothes like that, he wouldn't be ashamed to stand before the king himself.
As it happens, you hit the nail on the head. Franta asked me to pick up those clothes for him.
Really?
He gave me a certificate. See? It's got his name on it.
I was hoping he'd try them on one last time before final adjustments. But, very well then. A wonderful day for a wonderful...
Come to your senses yet? Oh, fuck!
Jesus Christ be praised.
Excuse me.
Are you being caught?
Come on then, show us what...
How are you, my friend?
I'm well, thanks.
Wonderful! I'm celebrating today, you know. There's been a great event, terrific. I have a son, healthy and strong as he should be. A miracle, my man. A miracle.
What's his name?
Well, what else? Same as me, of course.
All right. And what's your name?
Michael. Like the Ark. Angel. And my little one's an angel too. You know, for a long time, me and my wife couldn't... you know, was starting to think something's, wrong with me. Then she started drinking this concoction. Yarrow, sage, and... and wouldn't you know? First try, boom! Belly like a barrel!
Aye. Herbs can work wonders. All it took was one decoction.
Work it did, and how? The wife's healthy, so's the baby. That's a joy and a happiness in this day and age. I mean, some people say that bringing children into this godforsaken mess, well, it's practically a sin. Bollocks, if you ask me. There's always a war going on somewhere. There'd be no babies born at all. Thinking like that. How about you, friend? You have any young guns?
Perhaps. Who knows? But I haven't heard anything to make me think so.
That's good. Well, hey, you're young, on the move. You never know what might befall you, do you? Children are a joy when they stare up at you with those barely seeing eyes. And when they grab your finger with their tiny little hand, you're hooked. Hooked for good. But what am I babbling on about? Every fellow has to discover that for himself. Well, you take care for now.
You too. And watch your step if you want to get home in one piece.
Take care for now.
The city council will be convening soon. I better get a move on.
People, refrain from sin. Satan is going around our city, and the only
God grant you help.
Franta Cooldown sent me. I'm to stand in for him at the council assembly.
Franta's not coming? What's wrong with him?
He got poisoned. Probably from food. He's writhing in agony. By turns praying and cursing, spewing from both ends.
Oh, that's enough. All right. At least you're here. We can't be without a waiter here, when the king himself will need waiting on. So, let's have a look at you. Have you got Franta's certificate?
Sure. Here it is.
Everything's in order. Now, about your livery. You've got a waiter's cap, a tunic you have. Hose are good. You can put your steel aside in front of the council chamber, along with your other stuff. You won't be needing it anyway. You don't want to be dragging a load if you're running around tables. Everything as it should be. Glad to see it, lad. Do you know what your duties are? For an inexperienced greenhorn like you, it'll be a great responsibility.
Well, I'll happily listen to any advice. I wouldn't want to foul things up.
I should certainly hope not. Now listen. A good waiter should stand in a corner, look willing and ready, and not get in anyone's way. In short, behave as if you're not there. But when one of the gentlemen calls for wine, you run and pour it for him on the double. You'll find the pitchers on a table by the door to the chapel. You take one and go to their table and pour for them. White Tokaid or red monastery wine.
White or red, by the door to the chapel. Got it.
But for Councillor Adam of Zarjitz,
You must not pour at all. When he drinks, he disrupts and makes trouble. So the assembly has to be interrupted, or otherwise it never reaches an end. We can't allow that to happen in the presence of the king.
All right. Sir Adam of Zarjit stays dry.
And if the king himself wants wine, you pour for him with lowered eyes. Don't look at him. And the most important thing?
To stay in the background and keep quiet until someone asks me something?
Correct. The councillors have a lot to discuss, and they certainly don't need any interruptions. And in general, a good waiter has to be invisible, blind, and deaf.
Oh? I thought I had to keep my ears pricked.
Well, yes, but only to what anyone wants from you. No excuses, and provide everything that anyone wants from you. Understood?
Absolutely. I'm a waiter, after all. Not some street gossip monger.
Correct. And if you manage not to botch it up, you can even rise on the social ladder. Not just anyone can serve the King of Hungary, but you'll manage it, right?
I know everything I need to. I can do it.
Excellent. Put away your things here. It's easier to serve with a lighter load. You can wait in the cubbyhole for the servants.
City reserves are in urgent need of new weapons. Unversüchlich. Our current Waffenarsenal is a joke, and on top of
pictures
that,
of
the
wine.
army was requisitioning from
Hopefully
it.
I won't splash
Should the
anyone's
town
shoe.
reserve have
boy,
worse
a
weapons
full
than
cup
any
of
Räuber
monastery
in the
wine.
domain?
What are you getting at, Eldris?
I'm saying that the bandits who freed Hinnick, the Dry Devil, used that thing. That Hackenbücher.
Come now, waiter.
Can
I
you
want it
believe
red.
it? Where did they get them?
You're the one who should know where they got them, since you're a gunsmith.
So?
What are you implying, Friedrich? All I'm saying is that they had
I mean,
them.
really,
They're
I
gone.
ordered one thing
It
and
is
get another.
Shante when
Forgive me,
outlaws
sir.
have
I
better
must have misheard.
weapons than the city garrison. And Herr König surely knows this too.
What is it, Eldris? You smell a deal?
What I smell is that your stubborn heads
Waiter,
do not
get me
realize
white.
what Schwierigkeiten this is. The Dry Devil is running free. There are Raubritter everywhere in the region. We have the army bearing down, and you want
Sir?
to defend yourselves with a few rusty halberds.
And
Well,
who is it you want
thank
to
the
fight?
Lord.
Exactly. The merciful King Sigismund is providing us with protection, isn't he?
Der König and his army will not be here forever.
Wait up. Pour me red
Shut
wine.
up! The king can arrive at any moment. What if he heard you?
What then? We're sitting atop the biggest silver heap in the kingdom, and we're supposed to defend it with brooms?
You're right, Eldris.
Monastery wine
But where
here.
can we get the coin for better equipment?
We can always confiscate the
I
property
apologize,
of the
sir.
king's enemies.
Which wine?
Nicht
Red!
wahr?
Am I
We are
speaking
more
in
than
Latin?
familiar with the jämmerlich state of our armory. King is surely aware of it as well. Maybe if he waived
Sir?
some of the taxes?
The king fears that this town will rise
Well,
against him.
thank the
He'll
Lord.
take the arming of the city's militia as a preparation for war.
So you suggest we just wait with arms crossed for the Raubritter to wreak havoc all around?
We can always ask the king to bring order to the realm with his army.
But then the Dörfler will rise up.
I'm afraid I see no solution of the current situation. We shall wait and see what His Majesty thinks about the matter. Maybe we can change his mind. Vielleicht?
I'd like to report to the Honorable Council on the cleanliness of the city and the state of the public baths.
You mean baths or brothels?
Another drop of wine.
Isn't it the
Don't
same
make me
thing?
beg.
So, the cleanliness of the city
apologize,
is
sir.
not what
Which
it should
wine?
be.
Are you
The
colorblind?
current baths in the city
White.
fall far short of covering all the citizens' needs.
But we have another bathhouse here, on Hopring.
My friend Adam from the baths in Haradek district told me
sir.
about it. He says it's filthy.
Nonsense. He's just envious. Bet he sees the opportunity and people are lining up to bathe there.
Is that true?
I'd find it hard to believe.
A word.
A woman? No, really. It's clean, it's warm. You can get wine,
Something to eat?
Is everything all right?
Don't get me started on the
There's
wenches.
nothing you can
So
do
don't
about it.
start.
Come closer.
All right, I'll go over there and investigate. The need for cleanliness and...
I need something from you. There is an item in my study that I confiscated from a female thief. She thought she could wriggle out of it by telling me who the item belongs to.
And what is it?
A silver goblet. She sneaked into Sir Ulrich's house and stole it. No one's noticed the theft yet. But if Ulrich finds out, he'll turn the city upside down to find the culprit. Go and get it. And don't you make a mess there, understand?
The Black Death had nothing to do with the baths, unless the Lord wishes to...
I can't. I'm supposed to serve the lords.
You're supposed to do what you're told. But suit yourself. I'll go and get it myself after the assembly.
Is a waste of time.
It's only a waste of time because we're always arguing about the same thing.
Not at all. If you'd finally admit that it's a trifle, we wouldn't have to keep coming back to it.
A trifle? Do you ever walk the streets here? Sewage, rats, slop and rubbish. The least we can do for the citizens is to provide them with a place to wash up.
What nonsense.
Boy, where is my
want
white?
me to serve wine to everyone for free, too.
Why not? In Jerome Nars's earthly paradise, everything would be free.
Don't put words in my mouth.
Gentlemen,
Boy,
let's agree to
where is my
disagree.
white?
What if the king heard us?
I apologize, sir.
I'm sorry.
Which wine?
Hawkeye, white. Are you deaf?
Good, sir.
About time.
I got word that Rutard has pulled off another deed.
That's nothing unusual. That old weasel will never accept that the city isn't run his way. At least until His Majesty honors us with his visit.
Excuse me?
And as we know, Gunslin absolutely hates him.
He can hate all he wants, as long as he does no damage.
Hey,
Ulrich,
waiter!
what have you
pour
got
me
to
some
say about it?
monastery wine.
Me? Well, I'm not sure what you're implying.
Horseshit! You know full well. Everybody knows. He wiped the floor with you.
Compose yourself, Adam.
Monastery
and
wine.
Stop drinking.
Here.
The king might come any time now.
That's right. Let's not burden
Well,
the
thank
anointed
the Lord.
monarch with such...
Me? Compose myself? Me? I beg your pardon. I demand that you...
Ruhe! Franz, please continue.
I'm speaking about the Rutard incident.
Hawkeye,
You
and
were
the full
there,
cup.
weren't you?
Oh, that. Just a small misunderstanding.
I
We've
apologize,
sorted it
sir.
out and everything's
Which wine?
settled.
My
Hawkeye!
ears must be deceiving
That's the
me.
white.
Are you defending Rutard? Besides, if his men attacked yours, as I've heard, then we have a good reason to punish him.
What happened there? Leave nothing out.
I
sir.
don't like Rutard, true, but in this case it really was
Thank you,
nothing.
waiter.
Everyone in the city gossiped about it. I heard there were several dead.
Did you? That's grossly
Hey,
exaggerated.
Pour me some tea.
I don't think Rutard will cause any trouble.
I
He is
apologize,
sensible
sir.
enough not to draw
Which one?
attention to
Top
himself
high.
while the king.
That's the white.
That's true.
Good, sir.
Because if we don't do something about him, the king himself will put an end
Well,
to him,
thank the
and
Lord.
soon.
Unless he puts an end to us first. God knows what he wants to tell us.
If nothing happened, there's no point in dwelling on it. Let's move on.
Things have got out of order in the town. Some adventurers decided to take the law into their own hands and restore the tradition of duels. It's not only barbaric, but also illegal. If we tolerate this, the
Waiter,
rabble in the
get
city
me
will go
white.
wild and do whatever they want. I suspect the gentleman from the city's sword-fighting school brought this custom to us. It's now run by the German Menhard. Who knows who that fellow is?
Don't be ridiculous.
Are they only just
Warsaw.
pressing the grapes for
You
that,
act like
Tokai?
you've never been in a fight yourself.
I apologise, sir. Which way?
White Tokai!
Good, sir.
We're not some old fishwives on the marketplace.
So you will just leave it be?
Vanish, you hear me? Are punished by the bailiff. And that's that. There are more pressing matters
What can I
to deal
say?
with.
More
They're a
pressing
nice
than
view
the
from
open
here.
contempt of the whole town garrison.
here.
The
Really?
guards are apparently settling accounts
think
their
I
own
might
way.
have something to
We'll
say on the
soon
way
be the
out.
laughing stock of the whole town.
Beg you, just
Well,
vanish.
rest assured, the whole town will be laughing at us all
waiter.
day long. So what if they have one more reason?
Everything in order?
My
Not quite.
words exactly.
But I think you might
The
be able
town
to help
council
me.
is
Come here!
squabbling constantly at the...
What can I help you with, sir?
I left my gloves in the chapel. I took them off to pray, but then I rushed here and forgot to take them. I can't just get up and walk out now. But if you disappear for a little while...
To hell with it.
All right.
We'll never get
I'll
anywhere
get them.
like this.
I knew I could count on you. While you're at it, count how many figures on the mural have wings.
But why?
Because I'm bored, and because I told you. Get on with it.
That was easy enough. And he wanted me to count the winged figures.
So, let's see what you've got for me.
I found your gloves, sir.
Really? Let's see them. And did you count those winged figures?
I counted 16, sir.
And did you count all the monsters and animals?
Oh, I thought you meant only the angels.
Go back to serving wine, blockhead.
There is the eternal dispute over the cathedrals. The building of the church is dragging on, and in the meantime, they are calling diocesan pilgrimages to settlers, right under our noses.
Hey, waiter!
Just the village with the
Pour me
monastery,
some Tokai.
and they are going to Mokarol mining city. Why can't we build faster? Hire more craftsmen.
I
start with
apologize,
night
sir.
shifts.
Because
Which one?
those so-called
That's the
craftsmen
white.
are a band of parasites. You pay them, they come late, or report sick. And if they
Sir?
do come, their work is shit, and you have to pay someone
You,
else
lad.
to put it right.
You look familiar
It's
to me.
a waste
Have we met?
of time.
Well, naturally.
I tell you,
I go to your tavern almost every day.
Really?
Don't interrupt the
Then you must have decent wages to be able to visit the best tavern in town regularly.
And as for you, Bendelin, haven't you noticed there's a war going on? Are the experts from far off supposed to work in a city under siege?
Besides, I get the feeling there's something other than the welfare of the city behind your complaints.
Oh, you do? Do you? And what would that be?
Like, for instance, that you'd like to have your
Okay.
own altar
And
there?
a full
So
cup.
what if I would?
Hold your horses, gentlemen. That space in the side nave is mine.
Then hell freezes over, my friend. Your place is at least 2 steps behind mine.
A swordsmith dares to insult
Boy,
me?
are you deaf or something?
I
Wine.
think not.
White!
Excuse me. You wanted to buy yourself an altar in the cathedral, just like you bought yourself a seat in this council.
How dare you? I acquired my seat for the
Boy,
services
are you
our
deaf or
guild
something?
provided
Wine.
and still provides
White.
to the
Good.
crown.
Now run along.
I hope you're not supplying equipment to the army. If that's all they have, they would be defeated by that bunch of ne'er-do-wells from the alehouse on Hopbrink.
What ne'er-do-wells?
Those wrestlers of theirs, of course.
Hey,
People
boy,
from the whole
a full
town
cup
go
of
to watch
monastery
them brawl.
wine.
Oh, this is news to me.
Because it has all been sorted out. Not long ago, the guards raided and threw them all out.
Ah, yes, I had forgotten.
Come now,
What do we
waiter.
have to
I
discuss
want it
next?
red.
Sir?
Thank you, waiter.
I'm telling you, something is being planned.
Oh, I doubt it. No one's gonna tackle Rootard.
Azonal Juchek Össe, Elegiop Katonaikat, Ich Kelkinek Utra.
You have nothing to fear. Not you.
Unlike this band of fools!